Okay, so we got a cube here, and I'm going to grab this corner up here and stretch it over. And there's a dope sheet here you can choose, and you can grab this corner again, bring it down, and there's a graph editor. Sounds? No, no. You want to see? You want to do the sounds next time? No, I was just asking. Oh. Now this is where you can control more about your animation. And some people claim if you get good at these two, that you can just develop a wonderful animation. It takes patience, though. Okay, so I'm going to do a G for grab, move my cube over here. And if I do an I and choose location and rotation scale, then I come over to 50, do a G for grab, move it over here, do an S for scale, make it a little bit bigger, do an R for rotate, rotate it some. Do another I, location, rotation, scale. And then I'll just end it at 70. So do a E for end. Now if we do Alt A, you see your cube moving from one end to the other end. Now over on this side, we didn't cover this because I wanted you to get used to animation first. But remember how you would do an I and it didn't appear like there was any good way to delete it? Well, this is where you would delete it. I can come up here and I can right click this and select this entry. If you select this entry right here, these markers, then you can do an X for delete and it'll delete them. So if you're doing an animation and you create an eye that you don't want it to be there, that's how you can go and delete it. Now you can grab these. Like here, I can do a G for grab, and I can move it out like that. Do you notice how it's going so much slower now? So instead of having to redo your entire, of course I need to do my E for end differently. Let me stop that. Since I moved it out there, I'll come over here and do an E for end. And now if I do an Alt A, you see how slow that goes to the same position. Again, I can grab these, do a G for grab, move it in closer. Well, now my end is over there, but you'll see it moves very quickly. So if animation you created just is too slow or too fast, you can come here in this editor and change it. You can delete these. If you got these selected, you can press I think it's X for delete. Yeah. And now delete those markers, those keyframes. Now you notice if you expand this, you can look at each individual one down here. We're going to take a look at some videos that talks more about this, but I'm just kind of generally introducing you to the concept. Down here, you see there's a key. There's an insert keyframes. And you can choose which channel. You can duplicate. And when I duplicate, it comes out here. I didn't do much. This is where I put it. Let's see. Keyframe type. We'll be talking more about that as time goes on. Handle type. Interpolation method, if I'm saying that right. He'll talk about this in the video. You can get some of them to have kind of like a bouncy effect by using this. Notice as I'm selecting this, you can delete those individual ones. Or you can do a border select, B for border select, and you can just quickly delete a lot of them by doing X and then delete keyframes. Delete keyframes. B for border select. That's curious. When will we delete those? Okay, well, I'm going to delete the cube, so I'll get rid of that. I'm going to add another cube on there. Throw it over here. I'm going to do an eye, choose a location, rotation, scale. Except for I should have been where? 0. So up here I can do a G for grab, assuming I select it. There it goes. You can do a G for grab and you can move back to where you want. So move back to 0, 0. Or I could delete it. Okay, so then I'm go to right here. I move my cube, move it up like that. Do an R for rotate or something like that. Do another I, location, rotation, scale. Come over to right here, move my cube some more, bring it down there, rotate it maybe, do another I, location, rotation, scale. And I'll do an E for in there. Now, if you expand this down here in your graph, this is your graph sheet. If you expand it down here, you can see all the different locations. It's color coded, like the Z location. The Z is up and down, isn't it? And if you come through here and look at this, you can follow the green line. That's about the highest point right there, right? What if I wanted to go a little bit higher? I just didn't quite get it right. Well, I can right-click this middle here. I can do a G for grab and move it up. And now if I do my Alt-A, you see it go up like that. They were talking about how animators used to use this for like cartooning and so forth. I guess they would actually map out heights and so forth, and that's how they'd figure out how to create an animation. I thought that was weird. Okay. Now you don't even have to stop that. You can keep it going. But see how this has two circles on the end? These are like your bars you can choose. You can do a G for grab on that. And see how I move that out like that? It creates this effect right here. I can grab this one, do a G for grab. Again, get some kind of different look. You can use your mouse wheel to scroll in and out, scroll or zoom in and out. So if you need to see more. Now this is this I don't know what that is. Okay, that's middle, I guess, right there. No, I just selected blue, didn't I? Or green. Oh, there, Z location. Okay, so I select that point right there. You can, again, move that. You can rotate it. Create whatever effect you want. You can duplicate it. If you do Shift D, you can duplicate it and create more control points. I can do a G for grab there. If I grab this, do a Shift D for duplicate. Now I can have fun with this. I can change it and so forth. It probably takes somebody with a real eye to think, okay, this is what I want to create. What kind of pattern should it be? You can change the scale. Z scale down here. Again, when you select it, it should show you which one. Like it looks like this one. And if I do a G for grab, oh, that isn't the right one, is it? Oh, there it is. It's flat. I didn't change the scale, did I? If I grab this down here, though, right-click that, do a G for grab. Then you see it changes the scale out in the Z direction. Again, it has these bars, so you can change like the how fast it increases, how slow it increases, and so forth. What are some options here? Oh, yeah, they talked about this. You can copy multiple ones. You can use your border select on all this, so you can select ones like that, and you could duplicate those. I don't know what it would do if I try to duplicate many like that. Let's see. Shift D. You can do your circle select, C, I think. Yeah, C, and then use your mouse wheel to select multiple ones. A lot of the same functionality you have in other parts of the program exist here. Does that make sense on what the dope sheet is in the graph window? Okay. Now let's take a look at somebody from Blender talking about what you can do with it. I think this is a dope sheet. I thought that was interesting when I was pointing at this earlier. Is geez, what a mess. Let me delete the cube and add a new cube on. And I'll do an I, location, rotation, scale. Go out to 40, do a G for grab, move it up here. Do another I, location, rotation, scale. Okay, so got this up here. If you do an S for scale, it's based upon, you see, it's not based upon just what you have selected. Did you see that line going across there? And that's what he's indicating here. See how that line going across there? I'm not sure how you got his to be black. But that's it's based upon where your cursor is. I think is what he says. T. This is where he's getting more of a bounce effect on that. T. Let's choose T here. Oh, there's T's over there, and choose elastic or bounce or whatever. was a, I was a little bit leery about Googling dope sheet because I wanted to see what was new in this version. I'm probably in somebody's list at college now. Googling go dope sheet. Any questions on that dope sheet? No. And I'm guessing. It's been a while since I played with that. But when you change just one item like that, that will affect how long will it take to achieve that effect. Does that make sense? So if you want the Z to go quickly out while the X and Y go slower, then that's how you can change it. You can select each individual one. So like here, the Y scale, do a G for grab, move that in closer. Do a G for grab, move that one in closer. That's strange. I No, I did have it start over here, didn't I? Unless it just was going so fast that I can't. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's starting down here, but it just goes so fast up there now that you can't even really see it. Why is it switching so fast? Because I got these real close, don't I? So if I pull that out like that, now I do an Alt A. Y is still. Okay, let's watch the other video then. Now, I don't understand his comment because he says that he finds a dope sheet even so powerful he doesn't even need to use a graph editor, almost like he can do everything with the dope sheet. And to me, it doesn't look like there's that many options. I can understand how you can change them individually. So you can have the X increase faster than the Y and Z, or you can have it scale at different speeds. You can have the entire animation speeded up or slowed down by moving those. But it just seems like the other one gives you so many more options. Shift H and Alt H. I wonder if that's in a menu. I never remember that. Actually, I mean to delete my cube because I got it so whacked out. That, put a new one in. Go back to 0. Okay, so do an I, location, rotation, scale. G for grab, move it up there. R for rotate, do another I, location, rotation, scale. And then last one over here. And do another I, location, rotation, scale. Okay. Now, so I got one of these selected. Was it Shift H? H for hide. Alt H. Okay, yeah. Shift H will hide everything except for what you have selected. So if I have this channel selected, for example, you can expand this to see what in the world got selected even. Looks like the X scale. Shift H hides everything else. Alt H shows everything again. Shift H. Hide unselected curves. Hide selected curves. Reveal curves, Alt H. So, and you can see there's other things you can do when you're talking about one of these items. You can disable it. Here's your method. Okay. If you could go any faster, I think you would. T. T is how you bring that up. So if you select everything, if you choose the bounce, get that. Elastic. Back. There's Bezier. Okay. That makes sense on Graph Editor and Dope Sheet and all that. Now up here, next to the help, you see there's a drop down here, and there's a 3D view full. There's animation, compositing, default, game logic, motion tracking, scripting, UV editing, video editing. If I choose animation, it comes up with this right here. If I choose compositing, it comes up with this. Motion tracking here. Scripting, which we'll see here shortly. Not today, but we're going to get into the Python and so forth. Or simply 3D view full. If you don't want any of those windows showing, and you just want to have total the windows so that you can work with all of it, then that's how you do it. Now what this is they've gone through and they figured out the best way to present you an animation screen. If you're going to be animating, you want this window like we've been seeing. You want your window over here with you, like where you can do modifiers, you can do a lot of different things here. You of course want your timeline. And then they figure that the two items you need the most is the dope sheet and the graph editor. That those are all these are the most useful items for animation. You notice in some of these, they share the video editing. You'd want to have access to this information, or graph editor. Well, did you finish assignment from last time? Yeah. Yeah. Putting the bones in and this and that. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to create two animations. One of them just play with like Suzanne's head, the little monkey head. Do different items. Try to get different looks by manipulating the graph editor. Try to speed it up, slow it down based upon the dope editor or dope sheet. And then I want you to go in and work with the bones again. You can download a different model and go through and animate the pose and so forth, and see how it affects this over here, and see what you can do to change it. Mainly just get used to the tools. At this point, what I want for that.